Alright, we will start with my 9th graders history and geography. Our main curriculum that we're using is from Life Pack, Alpha and Omega. This is the 9th grade history and geography. This is unit 1 in of the student book. You get a whole box of, I believe, 10 units for the year. So we just switched curriculum during Christmas break. So that's why we're only on unit 1 in February. But he's actually almost done with this one. But it's a lot of reading information and answering questions. I like it because it's pretty straightforward, and he likes it because he can read, gain the information he needs, and it works for him. Each unit does come with a unit test for the end of the book that is usually inserted in the middle of the book, and it's easily removable, so you can take it out and put it aside until they finish that unit, and then they can take the test and move on to the next book in the box. And then we are also using Roadtrip USA. I know it's geared for a little bit younger kids, but I do it with all 4 of my kids together, so it works. This is from Confessions of a Homeschooler. She made this curriculum, and I actually really like it. Again, like I said, I'm using it with all 4 of my kids, and we do this just as a supplemental geography, but I really like it because then you take the time to learn about each individual state. And then she does have a second curriculum called oh geez, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a world geography, which will probably start up once we finish this Road Trip USA. And then we also have been working on this. Yes, it says grades 2 to 7, and I'm using it for my 9th grader as well, but again, it's for all 4 of my kids. And the great thing about homeschool is you can adjust things to your needs. So I just downloaded it from this website and then took it into my local coffee shop and had them spiral bound it. And it's just some nice information about, you know, what's going on in our world with the American government and how the election process happens, and just good useful information for the kids so they can understand what's going on in the world. So that's what we do for history and geography. And then for math, for my son, he uses Algebra 1, a teaching textbook. So teaching textbooks, they have things from, I think, 3rd grade all the way up through pre-calculus or calculus. But basically, it's a computer-based system, so you put all these discs into the computer as you need it. So each one, so disc 1 is lessons 1 through 19, and then you go to disc 2, which are lessons 20 through 36 and on. And there, for this 1-year curriculum, there are 10 discs. You can also purchase the textbook with it, but I don't, because my son does not like using a textbook, and all the information from the textbook is in this. This thing also does all the grading and everything, and he does not have access to change anything in his grade book. I have to sign in with my password, and I can go through his grade book. If he misses, like if he doesn't complete an 80% or higher on a particular assignment, I can go in and erase the assignment and have him do it all over again, which is kind of nice, because then I know that he's really got to learn. He can't just, you know, put in a bunch of numbers and say he did it. And then we just use these composition books for him for scratch paper, so that as he's using his DVDs on, or his CD, whatever they're called, moving on to language arts. Again, we're using Alpha Omega Life Pack, grade 9. Same thing as the history and geography. You go through and read the information. They Every lesson gives vocabulary words at the beginning. You can choose to test them on them at the end of each lesson. And then there's all the words, and then they're teaching, you know, the singulars and plurals, and basically he just has to read everything and go through and answer the questions. And then each lesson has what they call a self-lesson, or self-test. There we go, self-test that you go through, and then at the end of the book, he will have his unit test. With the 9th grade level, he gets these books that he has to read, and there are questions and things he needs to do in this language arts section. Again, 10 units come with the 9th grade. I have my kids do handwriting. He does cursive, even though he knows how to do cursive. I have him fill out one of these each day. So, like this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's a blank day. This is towards the end of it, but the ones that he has are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I like this because it's just a good practice. Get his penmanship looking better, and it's also busy work for, you know, if I can't be helping him at the moment, he can go to this and do some busy work. I ripped out the pages and put them all in his weekly folders. That way he can access them and know exactly what he's supposed to do. Okay. Then, since he's in 9th grade, he does an elective. He is doing Spanish 1 from Alpha Omega Life Pack. It works the same way as the other ones. It has the 10 units. This one comes with an audio CD that he uses with his laptop and some headphones. And it, you know, explains things to him. It talks to him in Spanish, stuff like that. And then it's really cool because the lessons, let me see if I can find one here real quick. That's the self-test, so that's not going to help. They have a CD right here. Every time he needs to listen to the CD to be able to do the work, it'll tell him that he needs to turn on the CD and listen and then do the work afterwards. And then some of the things he doesn't need a CD for. So, and then they also have a Spanish 2, which he will be doing next year. So that's his elective. Then for his reading, he does 2 different readings. So he's reading The Hobbit, and then we have the study guide, where every 3 chapters he has to go through and answer some questions. See, it says chapters 1 through 3, chapters 4 through 6, chapters 7 and 8, because they're bigger chapters, 9 and 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 19. And then once he finishes this, then he will be moving on to The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And we will be moving over to this study guide. Pretty much the same thing as this one. I just like the setup of this one a little bit better. So for his future books, I moved over to this brand. I know it says grades 7 through 8. He really wanted to read this book, so you know what? I don't care. As long as he's reading and understanding and filling it out. And then if he finishes that this year, then he will move on to The Great Gatsby, which is for grades 9 through 12. If he doesn't get to this one this year, then he will do this beginning next year. And then he has to do silent reading. All my kids have to do silent reading of just a book of their choice. They can read any book that they want. They just have to fill out their daily reading log. And they do at least 30 minutes of silent reading of any book of their choice. Whereas that is those are books that I have chosen for them with the study guides. And then his other elective-ish is these Teen Coder series. He's doing Windows programming. This is the textbook, and then it comes with the course wow, I can't talk. The course CD that he uses on his laptop, and it's teaching him how to do Windows programming, obviously. And then there's I think 3 or 4 more in this set that go on to like Java programming and game programming, and other programming things, and he's really into that stuff, so that is what we're doing. And then his last thing is science. All of my kids are doing the same science this year. This is Apologia, Exploring Creation with Astronomy. This is the notebooking journal. My older 2 kids, my 9th grader, who's Ryan, and my 7th grader have the notebooking journal, and then my 2 4th graders have the junior notebooking journal. And then I have the textbook that goes to this because I read to them, and we do the assignments together as a family, all 4 of the kids and myself. This is a really cool setup though. Sorry, I have to get to the actual pages and stuff. He hasn't completed that yet. We just switched over to this curriculum after Christmas break because we weren't liking the one that we were using before. So he had to make a little mini book here about what he learned, and crossword puzzles and stuff like that. So anyway, that is what my 9th grader is doing this school year. So I will be posting another video about my 7th graders' work, and then another one about my 2 4th graders. So thank you for watching. Bye.